So you want to learn how to fly a drone? I'm going to show you. Stick around. Little preface it on this video. Make sure you check your local areas so you know where you can fly and where you cannot fly. Because FAA has rules, even for this little guy. It's a Mavic Mini. 249 grams does not have to be registered, but that does not mean you don't have to be careful with it, because these little things, they hurt, and you don't want to do damage to property. You don't want that. So I'm going to show you on the DJI Fly app how to get access to the no-fly zones where airports are. You obviously don't want to fly where there's a bunch of people over a lot of crowds, things like that, in case something goes wrong with the drone. It drops, conks them on the head. Yeah, it's your fault. So let's get into this. For this video, we're going to be using the DJI Mavic Mini. You gonna work? There you go. So this uses the DJI Fly app. First thing you want to do is unfold it. You flip these ones out first. You flip these ones out second. This little cover right here, grab it from the bottom and just flip it up. It's not difficult. A lot of people think it's difficult. I don't understand why. Remote. This is the remote. This is the little thing you attach to your phone. Mine is the Samsung Note 9. It's a very big phone, but it does fit. So make sure this is plugged in here. Do as you raise your antennas up. These flip down. And inside here is an extra set of these little sticks. They just unscrew. This is just a little extra set. That's all that is. You just screw them back in there. If you lose one, you have extras. Now, how I do this is I take this and I flip it over on the inside of here because my phone is so big.
That's what she said.
And I take this and I plug this into my phone. I plug it into my phone first. Not one of the easier things to do, but it can be done. I plug this in. I pop it in this little groove here and I shove my phone in there, and then I kind of push down on these and it's in there. Right, I am under the assumption that you have already updated your drone, because when you get it, you gotta set it up and all that stuff, update the firmware, blah, 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 the fun stuff of owning a drone. I'm gonna show you how this drone works, all the stuff on the app, what it means, and how to fly it. So to power on the remote, you push this twice, push it once, and you'll see these light up, and then you push it again and you hold it. It's turned on. Lights are flashing, it's on. Drone, same exact way. Got these little lights right here. Push it once, push it again. On. This is a very small drone. So I will use my backpack, even though it doesn't touch, to take off, keep the grass out of it and things like that. Then you get the lens all dirty, and it's a whole thing, and yeah. Top left corner, it says warning zones. If you push that, it gives you a map of where you're at, obviously. So if you zoom out, it will show you where to fly, where not to fly. Red zones are absolute no-nos. Absolute no-nos. So the little red areas are airports. Blue is an area around an airport or some sort of no-fly zone. The way I see this, the way they explain it, red is absolutely no flying. Blue, you can fly, but you need to be very vigilant. For me, blue, absolute no-fly zones. I do not want to be responsible for having fun flying my drone and all of a sudden it hits a plane with a bunch of people and it crashes and they die. I don't want that to be me. So no, that's just me. You do what you want to do, but if I die in a plane because you were flying in the blue zone, I'm coming to haunt you. Okay, good. The fly spots are basically sharing photos, things like that. As of right now, it only has places in China and it doesn't show us anything because, you know, they're secretive, whatever. So that is nothing. Your album is where all of your video footage is stored. This Sky Pixel, another sharing. There's your profile. Shows how long you've been flying, how far you've flown, how many flights, all that good stuff. And then Go Fly is where you go fly. So let's fly. Upper left-hand corner where it says Mode P. You can touch that and it changes it. S is Sport Mode. C is Cinelook or Smooth. And P is Position Mode. You want to start off in Position Mode because that's the one where if you can't see it or you don't know where you're at, then you just hit the little button on the left-hand side that has an H. You just hit it and it'll fly right back to you and it'll land right where you took off or within 5 to 10 feet. So keep an eye on it. Although you should not be flying it further than you can see. And this is a Mavic Mini, so it doesn't go that far. So I can pretty much see wherever the hell it is. But sometimes you fly it up real high and you can't see it no matter what. You can be right above you, you still can't see it. So it shows takeoff permitted. Upper right, you have how many satellites, your signal, your battery strength. Click the little 3 dots, and this is where all your options are. You have your max altitude. Now it's illegal to fly above 400 feet in the United States anyway, so I just kind of set it at 393. Your max distance, this little Mavic Mini is not going 6,500 feet. You know, you got all these little things, your compass, you calibrate this, you can calibrate that. Your control is the C, the P, and the S. Imperial is feet, inches, things like that. I'm in the US, so I use that. Your gimbal mode is follow mode. That's the one where it's smooth all the time, no matter how much you turn it. FPV is like if you turn real quick this way, the gimbal will like whoop with it. So if you want smooth footage, follow mode. Try them out, you know, try different things. Here's your camera settings. You got 4x3, 16x9, your little micro SD card in there, your storage, transmission. I really don't mess with any of that because it's pretty good. And then there's about your what you have for firmware updates. It tells you all that good stuff, you know, battery, blah blah blah. In order to, so if you're in here, this little empty space on the left hand side where you can see the sky, to close this, just touch the sky, it goes away. FHD, this shows you what you're shooting in. Here's 2.7 and here's 1080p. Right now I'm on 1080p at 60 frames per second. You can just scroll down and pick whatever frames per second you want. 2.7 is limited to 30 frames per second on here. Here's your photo. You can do a time shot, you can do quick shot. I will go through the quick shot. And in this section, if you try to hit quick shot, it tells you unable to do it without aircraft being in flight. So it has to be in the air in order to access those modes. So that's how you get to that. Here's your bottom right hand corner. AE is auto exposure. If you hit auto, you can change them yourself. Like if I want my ISO to be a little higher, you just touch the ISO and you scroll up and down. Shutter speed. Shutter speed is usually twice your frame rate. So if you're running at 60 frames a second, you want 120. But this goes 125, which I'll find it eventually. There's 120. So 1/120th, that's where you want your shutter speed. But I always just keep it on auto. It's a lot less screwing around, a lot less playing around. Bottom left corner. D is for distance. That's how far the drone is away from you. Height is elevation, obviously. And this little map thing, tiny little map thing in the bottom left corner, you touch it, brings up a bigger map, shows you where you are. You touch it again, brings up the full map, and you see where you are. So, this map here, when you start flying around, and if you look at this map when you're done flying, it'll show you exactly where you flew. You want to go back to the camera, touch it. That's how you switch it. You just touch it. It brings it back. Now this little arrow left side in the middle shows that arrow up. That is to take off. You can take off manually or you can take off with that button. I'm going to show you. Take off manually. You obviously see it's not running. You take your sticks and push them in. 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That starts the drone. To take off, you just push up on this left one. That was manual. Let's go back to the app. Now if you do it on here, you push that little thing and it says take off. You push it and you hold it until it's green. And then it takes off. And it hovers there, usually about 3 feet or so. I'm gonna show you a little something something. I'm sure you've seen people do it before, but with these drones, they have it built in where if it flips upside down, it automatically turns off. So we're gonna take off. Okay. So it only goes so far because the Mavic Mini has sensors on the bottom, has them on the bottom. So if I go like this, it goes up. I bring it back down, it'll only go so far. You see? So I put my hand there, it tries to take off. Now, Mavic Mini has sensors in the front, sensors on the bottom, nothing in the back, nothing on the sides. So I'll show you later when I start doing the little modes why you need to be in an open area, because this thing will fly sideways. It can't see. So if there's a tree there, it's going to hit it. And this was 400 bucks. I don't want to lose 400 bucks right away. So here's my little trick. You want to turn it off quick and you don't want to land it, which I'll land it right now. Here, let's just do this. Left side, see the arrow pointing down that says H, you push that. Same as taking off, you push and hold land, and it'll go down all by itself. See, yeah, I didn't have the camera low enough, but it was starting to cut grass. That's the problem. That's the problem with these. They're so small and they have no feet. So let me put this back over here. So here's my trick. I'm gonna take off again and let it hover. Now, like I showed you earlier, if you put your hand under it, it's gonna raise up. You don't want that to do that. So in order to do it, you have to grab it quick and just pinch it, flip it quick, okay? Just like this. That's an easy way to turn it off without getting it in the grass. Just be careful because you might not think those will hurt. They hurt. Trust me, I know. All right, so let's get some of these modes out of the way. So I'm gonna take off here, switch back over to the app so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna get it out here a bit. I'm gonna drop it down, turn it around so it sees me. Put the camera up because I have it pointing down for some reason. Okay, so I'm in the center of the picture. So off on the right hand side, remember I showed you earlier, with that quick shot, and now the modes will work. And I show you what they are. It shows you what Droney does. It shows you what Rocket does. Circle, what do they call this one again? Helix, that's the other one I was thinking of. So, Droney, you can see it goes there, and on the left of that, it says 80 feet, 100 feet, 120 feet. That's how far it will travel from you. So, we're gonna do 80 feet. So what you do is you pick that, to start. Click that little X, see how it put me in a square? And you just hit start. It'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, can't see it with my white shirt. And it'll start to go away. And it does it all by itself, see? I'm not touching nothing. Nothing. It just goes. Which is kind of cool. I mean, it gives you a perspective of your surroundings. See, I did a little glitchy right there. You see, and now it's coming back. And it does it all by itself. It goes and does its thing, it comes back. Done. That's that one. So we can go back here. We can do Rocket. We hit start. Hit the little green X, because that, all you gotta do is touch it. And that gets you. And then you hit start again. Give you the countdown that you can't see because my shirt is white. and it'll go up. But it keeps you in frame. That's a neat little thing for like a time lapse or something like that. If you want to, not a time lapse. That's a neat little thing if you want to speed ramp it, or you know, give it a little parallax effect or something like that. You can do that post. You can do that while you're editing. Quick shot complete. Aircraft returning. And it's back.
Hey, how you doing? How's it going? How's it going over there?
Okay, so back to this one. Let's do circle. You got circle here. Hit start. Hit the green plus sign to add a square around you. And you can tell it which direction to go. You got the little arrows. You can just touch either one and you can tell it which way to go. I'll just pick that one. I don't really care. Here comes the countdown again. And it's gonna go. Bye-bye. And it'll do a circle around you, no matter where you have it set. If you have it set 20 feet further away, it'll do a circle 20 feet further away. Okay? I'll even show you. So say, I'm gonna move it back a little bit, and I'm gonna move it up a little bit. We're gonna go a little wider. Let's even go back a little more. Because it starts to lose you to a certain point. So there's that one. So we'll use that. And we'll do the same thing, just further away. 3, 2, 1, go. It keeps the distance and goes around you. Gives you a little wider perspective. And we're back. Pretty slick. I'm gonna bring it a little closer here. Now we're going to do the helix. Helix is pretty different. We're just going to pick the same direction. I don't really care. Hit your square, start. Countdown. And just let it run its thing. This is why you need to make sure there's nothing around you as far as trees and things, because it's actually flying sideways. See it, but it's up there. It's completely flying sideways, and not having sensors on the side, it's a big deal, because if there's a tree or power line or a little branch, it will hit it. Trust me, it'll hit it, because it doesn't see it. It has no idea that it's there. So I like that one. That helix thing is pretty cool. So yeah, that's going to do it for the end of this video. So remember, if you like this video, if you found it interesting / educational, please leave a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe with them bell notifications on so you know when I put more tutorials about all kinds of stuff on here. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.